Tonight on CTV News, concerns about World Cup costs.
The lack of transparency might be merely to buy them time.
Why is Vancouver's security budget so much higher than Toronto's and Seattle's? What the province is saying.
We do not make those decisions at City Hall. It's all made by the Surrey Police Board.
The mayor denies being behind the firing of Norm Lipinski as Surrey police chief. Questions about the timing of his departure and the cost to taxpayers.
So we would produce together, maintain together, train together, sustain together, and that for decades.
Germany versus Korea, an intense battle for a military contract could give the BC economy a boost.
This is CTV News with me, Jung Lee.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. We begin with questions surrounding the high cost of security for the 7 World Cup matches in Vancouver. The policing price tag per game is a lot higher for Vancouver than it is for Toronto and Seattle. And our provincial government can't explain why. As CTV's Isabella Zavarisi reports, just how that money is being spent is also a mystery.
How much does it cost to keep 350,000 soccer fans safe? In Vancouver, about $242 million for 7 games.
FIFA then is going to make sure that there is spending on protecting the image of their product as well. Now, their product is the World Cup.
But safety spending seems to differ depending on the location. Toronto is hosting 6 matches and is on the hook for about $94 million.
This is a direct investment in the safety of everyone who will be participating and watching the games.
As to why Vancouver's costs might be so high, economist Moshe Lander believes it could be due to where BC Place is located.
Downtown is jam-packed with businesses, high-rise residential. There's highways that run right through the middle of that area, and BC Place is kind of wedged right into all of that activity.
The Vancouver Police Department is leading security for the tournament. Neither the province nor VPD will tell us how much money it's receiving. Toronto Police are gaining $66 million, while $8.6 million USD, about 12 million Canadian, is going to the Seattle Police Department.
Operational overtime was one of the projects we put in for. So we worked very diligently to find a meaningful mix, again, of using on-duty resources to the best of our ability.
The province says it is being transparent.
There's no jurisdiction that's hosting a World Cup right now that is releasing the detailed information that is being released by the province of British Columbia.
But the government remains tight-lipped on these details. CTV News pressed the Public Safety Ministry on how the $242 million is being spent. They say it's going to policing, fire, paramedic, and emergency management response, and that final costs will be available after the games.
The lack of transparency might be merely to buy them time, and especially as the game gets closer, one thing that we see in every host city is that people start focusing less and less on the technical aspects, and they start focusing more and more on the game aspect.
And with only 10 days until the first match at BC Place, the province may be betting that once the first whistle blows, questions about this bill will fade into the background. Isabella Zavarisi, CTV News, Vancouver.
YVR is preparing for a surge of soccer fans over the course of the tournament. CTV's Dimitra Maragos shows us how the airport plans to handle the crowds while keeping things moving. Technology that allows passengers not to have to show their boarding pass.
Get ready for a smoother takeoff at YVR. The airport is trying to give long lineups the boot. You may not need to show your ID or boarding pass at certain gates at YVR much longer. The airport has expanded biometric boarding with 42 biometric-enabled gates now in operation, streamlining the boarding process ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
And officials say these newly installed biometric e-gates are set to speed up boarding by about 13%.
YVR has also installed new CT screening technology.
Passengers no longer need to remove large items and liquids from their bags, and they can have a better, more fluid experience.
Officials say preparing for the FIFA surge has been 4 years in the making.
We're ready, we're looking forward to it, and we're hoping everyone has a lot of fun.
With all eyes on YVR, officials speaking out just over a week before kickoff in Vancouver.
Together, we're delivering what we believe is a best-in-class experience and something that will leave a legacy for our future generation.
During the tournament period, YVR expects to welcome 2.7 million passengers, about 88,000 people per day, a 5 to 10% increase in passenger volumes over last year.
Rather than build new infrastructure, we focused on innovations to improve the passenger experience and allow people to move through the airport quickly and efficiently.
Security is also a major focus. YVR says it has effectively doubled its on-the-ground security presence.
For large and significant events like FIFA, the CBSA reviews our operations to prepare for increased traveler demands by shifting our resources.
It's not just about moving people through the terminal. The airport has also added FIFA-themed installations, merchandise, and photo ops to help bring the tournament atmosphere to life.
So our passengers, our employees alike, can get into the spirit of the games.
Whether you're traveling to or from YVR, officials are stressing the importance of staying informed, meaning checking your flight status and making sure all your travel documents are up to date. Demetra Margo, CTV News, Richmond.
FIFA is cracking down on a local charity that was offering World Cup tickets as a raffle prize. Spinal Cord Injury BC thought it was a creative way to raise money, but then FIFA lawyers rolled in. Sinjan Alexander has the details.
Aware getting into one of these seats is out of reach for most fans, a local charity figured the beautiful game was a beautiful way to raise money for their nonprofit. So Spinal Cord Injury BC bought 2 tickets and put them up for raffle.
And give our members, supporters, a unique opportunity to potentially attend a game that they probably otherwise wouldn't be able to afford.
It was going well, all right, about $2,300 raised, when suddenly FIFA lawyers sent them a 9-page letter telling them to cease and desist.
Well, we were a little surprised and obviously disappointed. Honestly, we're just a small organization. We need to focus our energy on delivering our services throughout the province and, working on ways to raise revenue.
Now, FIFA tells CTV News it supports charities, but contests like this are not allowed because tickets cannot be used for promotions, including raffles, sweepstakes, or similar activities, without FIFA's prior consent. The charity says it was simply naive and is too small an organization to fight back, but believes FIFA should really make exceptions for cities who are spending a lot of money to host their games.
I think there's an opportunity for FIFA and others to do better in terms of providing opportunities for especially in host communities, for charities and provinces and countries to take advantage of the fact that they're in town.
He says the tickets were sold back on the official website, and all that money raised has been returned. Sinjan Alexander, CTV News, Vancouver.
Surrey's mayor is trying to distance herself from the police board's decision to fire Chief Norm Lipinski. Nobody has said why he was let go months after he signed a new 3-year contract. As CTV's Ben Milger reports, the decision likely comes with a hefty price tag for Surrey taxpayers.
At an unrelated event at Surrey City Hall on Tuesday, questions for Mayor Brenda Locke revolved around the firing of Police Chief Norm Lipinski.
These are HR issues, and they're always challenging, but it is really up to the Surrey Police Board to manage that.
Locke pushed back on political rivals trying to pin the decision on her.
I only know what I get from the police board. As you know, we do not make those decisions at City Hall. It's all made by the Surrey Police Board.
Satish Kumar has hosted community safety forums at his banquet hall. He's hopeful the next chief of police can get a handle on the extortion problems and related shootings plaguing the city.
A lot of intelligent people coming up. Might be they're going to change their philosophies and might be better, hopefully, like the new chief be doing a better job to control everything in the city.
It was just 2 months ago Lipinski himself said extortion incidents were down.
We've seen a meaningful decline in both extortion threats and shots fired occurrences linked to extortions.
Former BC Attorney General Wally Opal struggles to make sense of the decision to relieve the chief of his duties in the midst of a transition from the RCMP to a municipal force, and while the city grapples with the extortion spree.
I don't think anybody can say that he didn't do a satisfactory job. So much so that they renewed his contract.
Lipinski's new 3-year deal was announced in October and has 2.5 years left. CTV News has learned the board told him he was being terminated without cause.
If you wrongfully terminate someone's contract, you breach an agreement, you pay the price. And that's what the taxpayers of Surrey will be doing.
Ben joins us live in studio. Ben, more rivals are piling on today, trying to pin the decision on the mayor.
Yeah, today it was former Mayor Doug McCallum, who is running for the top job in this October's municipal election. He also blames Locke for the sudden move, which he says makes Surrey less safe. Of course, it was his decision to embark on the transition to a municipal force, a promise he made on the campaign trail 8 years ago. The issue seems set to dominate discourse in Surrey for the third election in a row. Mijang?
Thank you, Ben. It's about the size of 2 football fields and weighs as much as 3,000 pounds. But is that giant Canadian flag way up on grouse a Guinness World Record? The story later tonight on CTV News at 6. Now, let's take a look outside from a giant flag to a giant soccer ball. Science World has been transformed ahead of World Cup. It looks really good.
It looks really good. I live around that area, walk past it every night, and it's pretty impressive what they've done to Science World. And if you haven't been, do head out. It'll stay dry tonight, overcast skies, but still above seasonal temperatures. We're dotted with 20s and 21s across the lower mainland, with the exception of West Vancouver at 19 degrees right now. As we head through the overnight, it'll still be warm once again, 13 degrees under overcast skies. And then tomorrow, it'll clear up quite nicely, a mix of sun and cloud with highs to 19 degrees. Make sure you slap on that sunscreen. UV index is 7 or high. And then we get some wet weather that we really need. I've got those details coming up.
I was out this morning. I think I felt about 5 raindrops.
5, you counted. That's great. Yeah, so we said a chance.
Light
you got
shower.
the chance.
Yeah, I did. All right, thanks, Ann. Now to the latest on an international competition for a massive Canadian submarine contract pitting Germany against Korea. Both countries are trying to sweeten the deal to win the bid, and BC's economy could be a huge winner. CTV News has learned that Korea is offering new investment, one that could accelerate BC's green energy sector. CTV's Penny Daflos reports.
They brought a submarine to Victoria.
This is about the most advanced conventional submarine that you're going to find anywhere on the planet.
And have been wooing Ontario's auto and steel sectors with big promises.
Probably 15,000 direct jobs.
CTV News has now learned it's all been part of South Korea's Project Beaver to win a multi-billion-dollar contract for Hanwha Ocean to build a dozen KSS-3 submarines for the Canadian fleet, and British Columbia is part of the plan. An envoy for South Korea's president revealed construction of a hydrogen liquefaction plant and dozens of charging stations in BC are among the first batch of economic goodies on the table.
I think this is great news, not just for BC, but really for Canada, because I think this investment would really be a game changer for the low carbon hydrogen sector, potentially unlock billions of investments and thousands of jobs.
Proven, reliable. The public relations blitz includes former broadcaster Peter Mansbridge and a promise of much faster delivery times.
Delivered first.
We're not really interested in a classical customer-producer relationship.
The German bid from ThyssenKrupp Marine Systems has wrapped up its own proposal to include economic spin-offs.
More than 650,000 jobs over the next years. The impact on the GDP will amount to 86 billion Canadian dollars.
But it's largely relying on its long track record and status as a NATO ally.
TKM delivers 70% of NATO's conventional fleet with many customers beyond the alliance. India soon, we have Singapore, we have Israel and many other customers.
But only one competitor for this historic military procurement. And the Koreans are all in, rallying allies and collaborators with a charm offensive.
This is what a Canadian team looks like.
In order to truly establish the country as a warship producer. The Prime Minister has promised to announce his decision by the end of this month. Penny Daflos, CTV News, Vancouver.
The federal government announced new measures to support Canada's forestry sector today, while warning about the challenges facing the industry.
Rather than simply extending the sector's life support, we now must challenge and support it to transform into a modern, thriving industry that can build Canada's future and achieve sustained, independent prosperity.
Canada's Minister of Natural Resources was in Langford today, where he unveiled $130 million in funding for 56 projects across the country. The funds will go towards advancing new low-carbon wood technologies, mass timber projects, and helping manufacturers. The province has been asking for federal help for Vancouver Island's ailing forestry industry. This past spring, more than 350 workers were laid off from the Crofton mill, which was attributed to persistently poor market conditions. Dramatic images of a wildfire burning out of control near Prince George. How many people are being warned they may have to leave their homes? Also ahead.
It's protecting our staff from hazardous drug exposure. The patients are getting their medications in a timely manner.
Chemo robots are preparing treatments for cancer patients at VGH, a first in Canada. But what about the potential for mistakes? When CTV News at 6 continues, stay with us. Nearly 24 properties in BC's Caribou region are under evacuation alert as a massive wildfire continues to burn out of control. The Swede Creek wildfire southwest of Prince George has grown to about 1,300 hectares. More than 100 firefighters are working to battle the blaze alongside several aircraft bucketing water from above. 22 properties have been put on alert and advised to be ready to evacuate at a moment's notice. The cause of the Swede Creek fire is still under investigation. Vancouver General Hospital is now the first in Canada to use specially designed robots to help prepare chemotherapy treatments. As CTV's Kevin Chirac shows us, these chemo robots could change how cancer care is delivered.
Meet Vancouver General Hospital's new cancer-fighting robots.
This is a very life-saving technology.
Chiro oncology robots, known as chemo robots, help prepare and assemble treatments for patients. They also reduce exposure for healthcare workers handling hazardous drugs.
It allows us to be much more efficient with our workflow.
The old way, it used to take pharmacy techs about an hour to produce 12 doses of treatment. Now, with the robots, it takes about 40 minutes. Doesn't seem like much, but on a mass scale, makes a big difference.
We are able to speed up our drug delivery process and production by approximately 30% relative to doing it in a manual fashion.
Launched in December, staff say they're proving to be a game changer.
We needed to make sure the accuracy, safety, and timely delivery of our medication. And all these three were met by Chiro Oncology robots.
The $3 million robots are the first in Canada and funded through the VGH and UBC Hospital Foundation's Greater Than Cancer campaign.
It's an important investment.
Angela Chapman, president of the foundation, says technology like this could have a bigger impact down the road.
So making them on demand in the way that they're done by these chemo robots will save money. And we believe that then that will be proof of concept for this to roll out in other locations in BC and, of course, across Canada.
And while errors can happen, staff say they are extremely rare and always caught.
So if there is an unexplained differential in what we expect, like what the robot expects, the robot knows and goes, nope, don't use this drug, redo it.
For now, the robots are focused on leukemia and bone marrow transplant patients. But with demand for cancer care rising, staff say they could help the system keep up.
This is just hopefully the beginning.
Kevin Chirac, CTV News, Vancouver.
Vancouver's Pride Festival will go ahead this summer after City Council committed $75,000 in funding to support the annual event. Councillor Rebecca Bly's motion passed unanimously today in a significant show of solidarity. The motion highlighted the risks facing the August festival due to a drop in sponsorship. The Pride Festival now joins a list of events the city has saved from being cancelled and amid decreased funding. Italian Days on the Drive, the Visaki Parade, and Car Free Days have all received one-time grants this year. The U.S. is proposing a new 10% tariff on Canada and dozens of other countries. How Prime Minister Mark Carney is responding. Also,
the CRTC's move was largely seen as provocative, an annoyance, an irritant to those trade negotiations.
U.S. streamers like Netflix and Disney were facing higher fees for Canadian content, but now Ottawa appears to be backing off. But what about Canadian media firms? That's ahead. And a baby moose became stranded in a pond south of Calgary. Humans came to the rescue. But it was no easy feat. That story ahead. The Trump administration is taking a new approach to global tariffs after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down previous ones earlier this year. The focus now is on curbing imports the U.S. says are made with forced labor and a proposed new 10% tariff on Canada and other trading partners who fail to comply. CTV's Abigail Beeman has more.
Hello. Just hours after the U.S.-Canada trade minister said he had a positive meeting with Jamieson Greer, Greer's office said Canada is among the countries that could be hit with a new 10% tariff for failing to take action on forced labor. The failure of our most important trading partners to address the importation of goods made with forced labor is unacceptable. This creates a dynamic where American workers are forced to compete globally on an unlevel playing field, Greer said.
This is not a surprise.
The Prime Minister pointed out the vast majority of goods fall under the Canada-U.S.-Mexico free trade deal and won't be impacted. He says Canada supports the overall objective.
We made some changes earlier this year on things that candidly were not as effective, so there's ways we can change things legislatively. We'll be proposing that to the House in the coming weeks.
LeBlanc wouldn't answer whether he and Greer discussed Canada's move to allow some Chinese EVs into the market.
We don't discuss publicly the content of private conversations or private discussions.
U.S.-Canada expert Christopher Sands says the U.S. is intentionally moving some trade irritants outside CUSMA.
The good news is that might mean the USMCA could move as far as renewal, or that the negotiations could be more constructive going forward. The bad news is this is designed to keep the U.S. with leverage, even if we renew USMCA, because we have the other issues that we could use to impose tariffs on Canada.
Now, these tariffs aren't in place just yet. Experts say important to point out there is a process. The USTR will hold hearings about them July 7th. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Washington.
The federal government appears to be backing away from its fight to force streaming giants to pay more for Canadian content. Today, Ottawa announced it's asking the CRTC to review its decision to hike the streaming tax for major companies operating in Canada like Netflix and Disney. The move, announced last month, would increase fees from 5% of their Canadian revenue to 15%, something the feds now warn could cost Canadian consumers. But experts think the request is also about appeasing the Americans.
The CRTC's move was largely seen as provocative, an annoyance, an irritant to those trade negotiations. And so essentially what the federal government is doing is removing that annoyance from the playing field.
The Conservatives want Ottawa to go a step further and repeal the legislation. The streaming company's fees were supposed to help Canadian producers, but no money has ever gone out. It's all been tied up in the courts. Today, Ottawa announced a $600 million investment to help support the industry. A new report suggests more Americans are searching for properties on this side of the border. Royal LePage says U.S.-originated sessions on its website have spiked throughout the first half of 2026, with surges in traffic linked to moments of particular uncertainty, like the immigration crackdown in Minneapolis and the days just before the temporary ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran. A rare raccoon was discovered inside an attic in Ontario, and its appearance is pretty striking. Also ahead.
It was 20 days of printing it nonstop.
A massive flag unfurled on Grouse Mountain. Who's behind this show of national pride, and what the Guinness World Record people have to say about it? That's ahead.
Time now for tonight's Skywatch. A sky train cruising along the Sky Bridge from Surrey to New West under an overcast sky.
CTV Skywatch is brought to you by Kermac Collision and Autoglass, the name you'll remember when it matters. Kermac cares for kids.
Passengers on a Hullo ferry between Vancouver and Nanaimo got a front row seat to RCMP training exercises today, part of some training in preparation for the World Cup. A spokesperson for Hullo says much like in 2010 ahead of the Olympics, the RCMP is working directly with transportation companies to provide additional security measures during the tournament. The federal government has approved a plan to move captive whales from the shuttered marine land in Ontario to aquariums in the U.S. and Spain. There are still 30 beluga whales and 4 dolphins at Marineland in Niagara Falls. The park closed in 2024 following the death of its owner, and staff say they're running out of money to take care of the remaining animals. The DFO has issued the first batch of permits to move the whales. Several more approvals are still needed before any relocation can begin. Marineland says the process is an extraordinarily complex undertaking. If a plan isn't secured, the whales could face euthanasia. A baby moose found itself trapped in water south of Calgary until a group of people stepped in to help. Stuart Gray spotted the calf swimming in the water on his ranch. He didn't think much of it, but 20 minutes later, it was clear the animal couldn't get out. He called a friend who helped rescue the moose, but it was no easy task because of the reeds.
Unless you're standing right on top of a root ball, the reeds there, you're plunging down quite a bit. So that little guy he was going to have a hard time getting out of there.
The little moose trotted into the forest where Gray believes it reunited with its mother. Raccoons are a pretty common sight in Canada's urban centres, but you've probably never seen one that looks like this. This rare white raccoon was discovered inside the attic of a home in Aurora, Ontario. The wildlife company that found it says leucism is a genetic condition that causes a partial loss of pigmentation, giving the animal its striking white appearance. The team says they were able to safely reunite the young raccoon with its mother.
Aww.
Weird.
Yeah.
Doesn't it look so straight? It doesn't even look like a raccoon.
No, it doesn't at all. Very cute.
You think so?
Yes, definitely.
I think it looks more rat-like now.
Yeah, I guess. It just needs like the patches over his eyes. Then you'll like it more.
Yes, it looks cuter with the little bandit look.
Well, I'm glad he's back home with his family. All right, let's take a look at our forecast today. It was still a warm one, even though we saw overcast conditions, low pressure system offshore bringing us the cloud coverage, and it'll bring in a more rain for the north coast as we head into tomorrow. Right now, we are seeing cloudy skies along the south coast and the lower mainland. Through the overnight, a few spotty showers, but for the most part, it'll stay cloudy, and that's how we'll start off your early morning commute. It clears up quite nicely come tomorrow afternoon before clouding over once again as we head into tomorrow night. So this is what we can expect tonight. Some sunny breaks. The sun sets at 9:12. Cloudy skies midnight into tomorrow morning. We will see a few breaks to start off the day, and then it clears up around noon. We'll see a mix of sun and cloud, partly cloudy skies for 3, right down until 6 o'clock. We will see a high of 19 degrees. You'll see a chance of afternoon thunder showers for the northeast corner of the province. Your provincial forecast at the bottom of your screen. Cloudy with showers for Port Hardy tomorrow with a high of 13 degrees. You'll see clouds clear, a mix of sun and cloud through the afternoon for Campbell River and Comox with a high of 20 degrees. For the South Island, sunny breaks for Tofino, a few scattered showers for Port Alberni, 18 degrees. Nanaimo right down to Victoria. You're looking at temperatures between 18 and 19 under a mix of sun and cloud. That's what you can expect for the Sunshine Coast, 19 degrees. Early morning showers up the Sea to Sky Highway for Squamish before it clears out of the way, and 22. For Whistler, you'll see partly cloudy skies and 18, and for us across the lower mainland, a mix of sun and cloud with temperatures between 19 and 20 degrees. And then it all changes for Friday. We'll see cloudy skies and showers dropping down to 15 into Saturday morning before it clears out of the way, a mix of sun and cloud for Sunday, and 17 degrees. Rain returns on Monday, 16, and then it clears up for Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll see temperatures between 17 and 18 degrees under a mix of sun and clouds. So showers for Friday, but then more rain on the way as we head into Monday. So we definitely need it.
And it was very muggy today.
It was very muggy with
very
the cloudy
warm
skies.
Okay, but good that some rain is in the forecast. All right, thanks, Ellen. Social media was abuzz when a giant Canada flag suddenly appeared on Grouse Mountain yesterday. Today, we got an up-close look at the world record-breaking maple leaf that has been installed just in time for the World Cup. CTV Shannon Patterson reports.
The largest Canadian flag ever produced was installed on the cut on Grouse Mountain Tuesday afternoon.
We were looking at something that, showcased our Canadian pride as the World Cup came to Vancouver. We were originally planning on putting the flag horizontally across so that it could face the city. And then he said, just out of curiosity, what would it take to break the world record?
When Grouse learned there was a chance to break the Guinness World Record for largest flag unfurled on a mountain,
we made it 160 by 80 meters. And the flag is so big that we had to tilt it up onto its side just to fit onto the cut.
Producing a flag this big is no easy task.
It was 20 days of printing it nonstop. It's 60 panels, and then we had to sew all of the panels together.
100 people helped install the giant flag, which is held in place with airplane cables and a dozen solid concrete blocks.
We carried it down the lengthwise of the hill, attached it to the cable, and then the whole team pulled it out at once. It was actually a remarkably smooth installation process.
I just saw it from my plane when I arrived yesterday, so was my first step to confirm this is the largest flag unfurled on a mountain.
After taking exact measurements, on Wednesday, a Guinness World Record adjudicator made it official.
Now you are officially amazing.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Suzanne. I cannot believe this.
You made it. This is a new record title.
I grew up on Grouse Mountain. I've been coming up here since I was a tiny little kid. To get this opportunity to do this for our city during the FIFA World Cup while the world's eyes are on our beautiful city means everything to me.
The flag will remain in place at least through Canada Day. When the flag is removed from Grouse Mountain, the material will not go to waste. It's being donated to charity.
And they make quilts and bags as well, so we'll donate the material to them.
And they'll make something out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the legacy continues.
Shannon Patterson, CTV News, North Vancouver.
Heated sales for fleeces featured on the hit show Heated Rivalry. They aren't cheap either. Also coming up.
They can actually cause what's called a hypersensitivity reaction or an allergic reaction.
How to protect your pets from fleas, bugs that can lead to other health problems and spread to your home. Next on CTV News at 6. Taking a look at today's markets, the Canadian dollar took a bit of a dip today, sitting just slightly above 72 cents U.S. Oil up more than $2, closing the day around $96 a barrel. Gold saw a $53 drop. A grim day on the stock market. The TSX lost 367 points. The Dow Jones down 620 points on the day. Tim Hortons is shutting down its latest credit card program just a few years after launching it. The company emailed customers to announce the program will shut down October the 1st. It says the cards will still work after that time, but they'll be managed by Neo Financial, and transactions won't earn Tim's rewards points. This wasn't Tim's first credit card program. The coffee and donut chain partnered with CIBC in 2014 for its Double Visa card, which was discontinued in 2019. It's something no pet owner wants to happen. You find out your dog or cat has fleas. Flea bites are annoying for pets, and all that scratching can lead to other health problems. But there are ways to keep them at bay. CTV's Pat Foran has more.
Fleas may be tiny, but they can create major problems for your pet.
Once the flea is on them, they start to chew on them, and they can actually cause what's called a hypersensitivity reaction or an allergic reaction to the saliva of the flea.
And once fleas get on your pet, it doesn't take long for them to spread throughout your home.
They'll hide in floorboards or in your carpet,
making it hard to get rid of them. So if you're dealing with fleas, Consumer Reports says it's important to act fast.
Start with your pet. Give them a bath using a mild dish soap, something like a Dawn or whatever you may have, and this will actually drown the fleas. Then you can follow up with a metal flea comb to remove any fleas that might remain in the coat.
Next, focus on your home, vacuum carpets and furniture daily, and wash pet bedding in hot water to help destroy flea eggs and larvae. And don't forget about your yard.
Fleas love humid, shady, grassy areas. So keeping your grass short and keeping the bushes trimmed will make your yard less inviting for them.
Of course, the best way to deal with fleas is to prevent them in the first place. Your veterinarian can recommend a flea and tick treatment that's appropriate for your pet's age and size, whether that's a topical treatment or oral medication. Researchers say it's best to avoid flea collars. Some contain chemicals linked to concerning health risks for pets and even people. Following these steps can help your pet stay flea-free and keep from scratching this summer. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Fans of heated rivalry finally got their chance to order the hit show's iconic Team Canada fleece today, but it didn't last long. The fleece sold out just a few minutes after becoming available for pre-order this morning from retailer Province of Canada. The fleece, which was worn by BC's Hudson Williams on the show, didn't come cheap. It sells for $356. 10% of proceeds will go to You Can Play, an organization aimed at addressing homophobia and other forms of discrimination in hockey. Bruce, Saul, and Bam Bam are all looking for their forever home, and maybe you can help. Homeward Bound is just ahead. Plus, underwater proposal. Adam finds out how a Vancouver Island couple are celebrating their love under the sea. Next on the Sawatsky Sign Off. Right now, here's Carrie with a preview of your morning, Vancouver.
Well, if you're feeling stressed, maybe it's because you went on vacation. Thursday on Your Morning Vancouver, we'll have more on the research that shows why your brain on vacay may not be so relaxing. And what can businesses expect during the World Cup? We'll take a closer look at spending trends for another big Vancouver event, the Eras Tour. We'll see you in the morning.
A Canadian acro crew gave the judges of America's Got Talent quite the surprise on last night's show. The Supernova Acro group from Edmonton teamed up with some talented dogs for this season premiere performance. Not only did they get a standing ovation, they got the coveted Golden Buzzer, a ticket straight to the quarterfinals. The dog trainer behind the collab says it's the first canine-led act in the show's history to receive the honor.
In show business, they always say never work with animals and never work with kids. Well, I said, screw that. Let's put them together on the biggest stage in the world and let's see what they can do. And that's what happens when you don't restrict yourself, when you really keep the door open and allow yourself to be creative.
The team will head back to California in August. If they win, they plan to put the money towards upgrading their studio space. The Stanley Cup final got underway last night, but next week its much cuter canine counterpart will take place, and at least there the Canucks will be well represented. The Stanley Pup returns for the third year on Monday, with all 32 NHL teams represented by an adorable four-legged friend. These adoptable pups will showcase their skills as they battle for scruffy supremacy. Taking the ice for the Canucks this year is defense pup Zeev Boopum, who's running for the office of Boopmaster General.
I love how they still have positions. He's totally going to stay in defense.
Yeah, winner there, for
Not
sure.
going to take the ball anywhere.
Yeah, we're rooting for this Canuck for sure. Okay, it's time for Homeward Bound, our weekly segment where we introduce you to furry friends from local rescues who are looking for their forever home.
That's right, and here's some pets now available to adopt from the BC SPCA.
We'll say hello to Bruce. This is a 9-year-old pit bull German Shepherd mix who's ready to spend his golden years with a special family. Bruce has a big heart who loves to make new friends and has more energy than most dogs his age. He's a talkative boy and will do best in a home with a family that that can keep up with his playful spirit and chatty voice. Bruce is available to adopt at the Vancouver SPCA branch. And doesn't he look handsome in that scarf? Is that included?
Look at his ears.
Very nice ears.
Well, this sassy kitten is Yam Yam at just 10 months old. Yam Yam is looking for a human who doesn't mind her being attached to your hip. Playful and curious, she will do best in a home where she can explore new surroundings until she's ready to come and cuddle. If you have an active home and are looking for a playful companion, you can go see Yam Yam at the Coquitlam SPCA.
She looks like a great cuddler. And finally, meet Saul. He is a high-energy 3-year-old who is looking to be the king of his castle, rightly so, as a solo animal. Saul is a fan of the outdoors and would love to be in a home with a human who wants to take him out on walks and let him lounge in a safe outdoor space. If you're looking for an adventure buddy as your first cat, you can find Saul at the Vancouver SPCA. Catwalks, new norm.
I love that.
He looks like he's got some spunk, doesn't he? Okay, well, for more information, you can head to adopt.spca.bc.ca. Well, a dog that fled the scene of a car crash near Kelowna has been reunited with her family after 3 long nights alone in the woods. This photo shared by Central Okanagan Search and Rescue shows Daisy right where she was found. Searching for lost pets isn't part of the team's role, but one volunteer decided to step in and found her Tuesday night sitting inside one of the vehicles that were involved in Saturday's crash.
Smelled like her family. Smart pup went back.
Very
smart. Yeah, after 3 nights away.
Must be so hungry.
Okay.
Hopefully there were some snacks.
Maybe that's why Daisy came back. Knew there were snacks, right? Okay, Lauren, what's coming up tonight on the Late News?
Well, Mijung, we are learning about FIFA making a late change to its stadium code of conduct. The long list of things you're not allowed to bring into the game now also includes refillable water bottles. Why it's sparking some safety and consumer concerns, and what happens if fans are caught violating those rules.
There are a lot of FIFA rules, and this is just the latest, right? I'm sure we'll hear more. Okay, thank you, Lauren. A Vancouver Island couple's shared love for the ocean and each other led to a once-in-a-lifetime proposal under the sea. Adam explains in this Encore Sawatsky sign-off.
As Kaylin Lindsay walks along the beach in BC, she recalls posing for a photo with her family in Mexico.
And Maxwell comes and takes the phone out of their hand and takes the picture of our family, and that was our first initial meet and greet.
Maxwell Hone was also on vacation and recognized Kaylin's dad because they'd both worked together when he was a commercial diver.
And I was like, oh, John has a daughter, and so I had a really good in.
Although Kaylin and Maxwell grew up in the same place, they'd never met before this.
We really hit it off. Things just kind of flowed, the conversation flowed.
So, for their first date there, they decided to go diving.
I pretty much figured she was the one from like the second day I knew her.
But it wasn't until 3 years later, after Kaylin and John had started working together on his wildlife cinematography business for National Geographic, Netflix, and Disney, that the couple realized what a good team they really were.
Wait for the right person. When they come along, you'll know it.
And that's when John decided to spend 6 months planning a surprise for Kaylin during a diving trip to the Galapagos Islands.
All the kind of things that could go wrong were going wrong.
The current was so strong that day that the thing that Maxwell had hidden earlier on the bottom of the ocean seemed to have swept away until Kaylin spotted a giant turtle.
And then my gaze shifts and I notice this treasure chest.
That turtle was right there as like it was guarding the chest. It was the coolest thing ever.
And I'm like, whoa, like what is that doing here?
And when Kaylin opened it, she found it filled with photos documenting their love story, beginning with that first date.
I immediately started crying. My eyes were welling up and my mask was filling up with tears.
Because she knew then, without having to read the love letter Maxwell had also placed in a bottle, or wear the engagement ring also resting in the chest, that the answer to his proposal was absolutely yes.
I was just over the moon. I couldn't believe that he had put this much thought and energy into a proposal.
And while they celebrated their proposal on a boat and expect their wedding to be staged on dry land, the couple is committed to spending as much of their time as husband and wife under the sea. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Royston.
The Sawatsky Sign-Off, brought to you by 1-800-GOT-JUNK. They make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Incredible.
Wow.
It's a pretty risky move putting a ring at the bottom of the
But
ocean.
it was in a treasure chest, so it wasn't just floating around.
And a guard
willy-nilly.
turtle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he arranged that too, I'm sure, right?
It's amazing. He needs to, set up a masterclass on how to propose.
Underwater,
hard to match that one for sure.
Totally. Great job. All right, let's take a look at our scenic snapshot for tonight. Can you see them? Yeah, feeding frenzy along the Fraser and Burnaby, Mama Heron and her babies. Thanks, Sylvester, for sending this awesome photo in. And we want to see your scenic snapshot as well. So email us at scenicsnapshot@ctv.ca.
Incredible photo. Must have a very long lens.
Very good camera.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. Lauren's back tonight at 11:30.
Good night.